This is Vijay and Ganapati from MuleSoft's product management team, sharing some of the recent innovations that will enable organizations to build Agentic AI experiences for B2B partner integrations and transaction management, leveraging MuleSoft's MCP connector and Anypoint partner manager. We know that building integrations is hard, and building integrations for agents to connect to different applications, systems, and data sources is even harder and difficult to scale. Traditional approaches result in rewriting code to customize the implementation for different agents and consumer systems. MuleSoft's support for Model Context Protocol, or MCP, enables every organization to turn their existing business processes, integration workflows, and APIs into AI-ready actions when deployed as MCP servers. With MuleSoft's MCP connector, you can empower agents to take actions across different applications and systems at high scale. We will now see how we can use MuleSoft's MCP connector to reimagine how enterprises do B2B integrations with their vast and growing trading partner ecosystems. With the MCP tools template for Partner Manager available in Anypoint Exchange, you can build agentic experiences using a combination of the MCP connector and Partner Manager's platform APIs and automate your partner onboarding lifecycle. And more importantly, you can empower your business users with access and insights into your B2B transaction lifecycle, all through natural language prompts. Here is the Mule application available within the MCP tools template for Partner Manager in Anypoint Exchange. It uses the MCP connector, essentially acting as an MCP server, exposing various tools and resources that can help agentify B2B partner management workflows. The MCP tools listener configuration contains the name of the tool and a detailed description explaining what the tool is capable of doing, all in natural language. This helps AI clients that support MCP protocol to understand which tools to use based on the user's intention in their prompts. One single prompt from the user or another agent could result in the usage of one or more MCP tools based on what tasks the user wants to accomplish. The template includes various tools that cater to the needs of different user personas involved in the B2B partner management lifecycle, from IT to business. The Create B2B Partner Profile tool, for example, helps with the creation of new trading partner profiles in Anypoint Partner Manager by receiving the name, identifiers, and contact information of the partner from the user. The application then transforms the received information into the appropriate API request format and calls the Partner Manager Platform API to create the partner profile. The Create B2B Endpoints tool helps with the creation of endpoint configurations in Partner Manager for protocols such as SFTP. The Get Partner Profiles tool retrieves the available partner profile information along with their identifiers and contact information. The Get B2B Partner Certificates tool retrieves the metadata information of all certificates and keys stored within your Anypoint Partner Manager environment. The B2B Transaction Search tool helps searching for all B2B transactions in Partner Manager to help with any analysis and summary of specific B2B transactions such as orders, shipments, invoices, or any custom message attribute that you may have defined in your Anypoint Partner Manager environment. The MCP protocol and specifications are constantly evolving. This template uses an API key validation step on the new MCP session listener flow to add a layer of security. You can employ various other security mechanisms such as leveraging Anypoint Flex Gateway's MCP security and governance capabilities to secure your MCP servers deployed in Anypoint platform. You can download this template from Anypoint Exchange, configure to connect to your Anypoint Partner Manager environment, and start using them from your AI clients and agent platforms your organizations are authorized to use. We are now going to look at 4 of possibly hundreds of different scenarios you can imagine in the vast B2B integration space, making old school experiences that involve interaction and involvement from different teams and multiple different screens to get some basic tasks done. The MCP tools template for Partner Manager is configured to connect to the environment we are using for our demonstration and is deployed to the CloudHub runtime plane. This application essentially acts as the MCP server. We are using Cloud as the AI client for our demo. However, you can use any AI client that supports MCP protocol. In the settings of the AI client, we have configured the details of our CloudHub application that acts as the MCP server. Upon successful connection, you will see the MCP server and the tools that the server provides for the AI client to use. We are now ready to see things in action. So let's start off with the B2B onboarding developer and see how they can quickly and easily set up new partner profiles and endpoint configurations as part of the onboarding process. We will onboard the partner West Coast Sports, who have shared their EDI identifiers, their contact information, and a couple of SFTP endpoints to send and receive B2B transactions with them. Let's ask the AA client to help create the attached partner profile and their endpoint configurations. So I'm attaching the PDF file. It doesn't have to be the PDF file. It can be literally within the prompt or in any other forms or shape. And the AA clients today are smart enough to understand the intention and perform the necessary actions. The AA client immediately understood my intention, and it is calling the create B2B partner profile tool to first set up the partner. It has completed the setup of the partner profile, and it's now working on using the create B2B endpoints tool to set up those two SFTP endpoint configurations. It completed the task that I wanted it to do, and it's providing me with a neat summary of all the actions that it performed. And it has also provided me with a direct link to the partner's profile that I can click, which takes me directly to the profile of West Coast Sports that we just created. And I can verify to make sure all the contact information, the identifiers, and the endpoint configurations are created exactly the way we wanted them to be created. And now imagine being able to do this in mass when you have to onboard hundreds of partners, or when you are migrating from legacy B2B solutions to Anypoint Partner Manager. These agentic experiences can rapidly accelerate the speed in which you are able to create those partner profile and connection information in Partner Manager in no time. Let's go to the second use case for the B2B operations analyst who wants to understand if there are any upcoming partner certificate expiration. So I'm asking the AA client to let me know if there are any upcoming certificate expirations, along with the link of the partner's profile. And also I'm asking the AA client to draft an email that I can use to send the partner requesting for their new certificate so we can update them in time. It has identified the Get B2B Partner Certificates tool is the one to be using, and it has analyzed the response from the tool, and it has identified that there is a certificate for the partner's Zephyr Hub, which is due to expire on the 21st of June, which is 21 days from now. And I can also see the direct link to the partner's profile. So let's click and see if there is truly a certificate for this partner that is expiring. We do see an AS2 certificate for that partner, which is expiring very soon. And it's time for us to initiate the communication with them to request for their new certificate. What we saw is just one step in the process at this time. With the evolution of the agentic platforms like Agentforce, the entire workflow of certificate rotation can be fully automated through autonomous agents that can check for expiring certificates, create support cases in Service Cloud, email the partner, and check for the new certificate coming back from the partner and upload them in Partner Manager and activate them when the certificate is ready to be switched, and reprocess any transaction that may have failed during the switch, and send updates to all key stakeholders, both within the organization and with the partners, essentially removing human intervention completely out of equation from certificate rotation process, which is very, very common in the B2B integration space. Let's now switch to the other interesting aspect of B2B partner management, which is transaction search, and see how we can enable and empower techno-functional and business users with direct access and insights into the B2B transaction lifecycle. In a typical procure-to-pay or order-to-cash workflow, a series of transactions like orders, order acknowledgements, shipment notice, invoices, and more are exchanged between the buyer and seller through a B2B integration platform like Anypoint Partner Manager. Each one of these transactions contains specific attributes such as a PO number, sales order number, shipment ID, carrier tracking number, invoice number, and more. And attributes like PO number are present in every transaction, essentially acting as the primary key that ties all of these transactions together into a meaningful workflow. Just like the order lifecycle, there are plenty of other workflows across different industries where organizations exchange a series of messages between each other to complete the business transaction. One such example is the load tender, tender response, shipment statuses, and freight invoices between a shipper and a transportation carrier. Anypoint Partner Manager's custom message attributes framework helps extracting these key message attributes when processing messages in the runtime, providing the ability to make real-time transaction queries and search. Let's now see how the B2B transaction search tool in our MCP template can help business analysts to get insights into specific transaction like an order's lifecycle. As a business analyst, I'm asking the AI client to give me the list of all transactions associated with a particular purchase order number, along with their attributes and links in a rich tabular format. And let's see what the AI client is able to do. It immediately understood my intention and called the search B2B transaction MCP tool, and it received the transaction information back. And it's currently working on building that information and presenting it in a neat tabular format that is business user friendly. All right, so the AI client has completed its job. And isn't this awesome? I just requested for it to give me the list of all transactions associated to a particular purchase order number. It made that query using the MCP tool for Partner Manager and is presenting that information to me as a business analyst in a format that I would 100% appreciate, right? So I can see when the purchase order, which is an 850 transaction, was received from the partner. I can see the key attribute information from that purchase order transaction. I can see the purchase order acknowledgement 855 transaction going out to the partner after the order was created in our order management system along with the order summary number. And then there is an 856 shipment notice getting sent out with the shipment ID and the carrier tracking information. And there is an 810 invoice transaction going out with the invoice number and the invoice amount so they can pay for the products that we sold them. And lastly, the customer has sent back an 820 payment remittance transaction, paying that invoice that we sent out. And it basically provides me with a complete 360-degree view of the entire lifecycle of this particular purchase order number in our system. And now if I'm particularly interested in a specific transaction like an 856 shipment notice to address any discrepancies or any delivery issues, I can simply click this message link and I am taken directly into that advanced shipment notice transaction that was sent out to the partner, where I can look at what information was received from the backend system and the 856 ASN message that was sent out to the customer. And historically, for this information, business analysts have been relying extensively on the IT teams to perform the searches, download the files, and provide them with the information by answering back and forth questions through Slacks and emails and support cases. And now the business analyst has direct access to these insights, so they don't have to bother the IT team, who can now focus on building cutting-edge innovations to drive business forward. Okay, so we are now down to our fourth and the final use case for this demonstration for an accounts receivable billing analyst who is reviewing a late payment of an invoice, and they want to know if that invoice was sent out to the customer or not. So as the accounts receivable analyst, I'm asking the AI client to check if this invoice number was sent out to the customer, because I do not see the payment activity posted for that invoice in our AR system yet. It's calling the B2B transaction search tool in our MCP server, and it has found that the invoice was successfully sent out to the customer at this particular date and time. And it is also seeing that there is a payment remittance advice transaction, which is an 820 that was received back from the partner shortly after. And it is also providing me with a direct link to the outbound invoice so that I can verify to make sure the invoice transaction was successfully sent out to the customer and delivered. And also the incoming payment remittance transaction, which also shows as delivered to the backend order management payments API. So I can look at the data that was sent out to the payments API. So I can take this information and trace to make sure this payment information is successfully reflected in our accounts receivable system so that the invoice can be marked as paid. All right, so that brings us to the end of this demonstration where we reviewed the MCP tools template for Anypoint Partner Manager and the Agentic AI capabilities that it unlocks for both IT and business users to make their lives so much easier. Thank you so much for watching this demonstration, and please stay tuned for more updates and innovations as we constantly bring the latest and greatest of Agentic AI innovations in the broader Anypoint platform. Thank you and have a good rest of your day.